I love the Last of Us franchise, and yes, that includes Part 2. Earlier this year, I replayed the remake for Part 1, and despite already knowing the story, I still find myself deeply connected to the characters and the world of The Last of Us. There's just so much to love in this universe, from the environment and the characters and the arcs they go through. Hell, even the ones that just we never see and we they just leave notes behind. It just leaves me craving so much from this world, and to me it's just so interesting. Unfortunately, there's no word on a PC release for part 2, so as I patiently wait, I wanted to explore some of the concept art for the first game to experience the world of The Last of Us in a new way. For now, this will focus only on the first game, but if there's interest, I would gladly create a video on the part 2 concept art. So let's get into it. First up, we have some art depicting both Joel and Ellie in a long abandoned store. They appear to be either getting ready to run or combat an affected that I will assume to be a clicker in the distance. One thing that piqued my interest is that Ellie doesn't appear to be having her backpack that she normally carries around. So maybe an earlier idea would be she would have gotten the backpack later, because I find it kind of weird that she doesn't have one, because it's an apocalypse, you need stuff to store your items at and everything else. So yeah, not much to work with, so let's go on to the next picture. Next up, we have some early concept art of Ellie that looks pretty different from the official release model. She looks like her facial structure looks pretty different from the one that we're usually see, as you can see from the comparison I have up here. And her shirt is even different. Yeah, but other than that, she looks pretty much identical, unless we're talking about her face. Here we have some early concept art of what I assume is Fedra. They appear to be running tests on a civilian in the quarantine zone that you're in the beginning of the game. Instead of the all-black military look that Fedra wear in the official release, they appear to be wearing all white, and they also have, as you can see, some of them have hazmat suits and gas mask on. So yeah, let's head to the next one. Okay, quick little edit. While editing, I saw that apparently the hazmat suits are in the official release, so that's a mistake on my part. Just ignore what I said previously. Here we have some early concept art of Joel Miller that looks nothing like the in-game Joel. And I gotta say, I'm pretty happy they decided to go with the official release look, because this Joel, he looks a lot younger, and I personally prefer the older Joel because I don't know, it's just something about it. Like when you look at him, you can see oh, this is someone I do not want to mess with. You can see that this is a man that has gone through a lot and has lost a lot. You can almost see the pain in his eyes in a way. I don't know, could just be a me thing, but I'm happy they decided to go with the official release and not this one. One of my favorites is this photo that depicts Ellie in the house that her and Joel had their iconic argument scene at, that led to their bonding. The concept art has Ellie wearing different clothes than what she has in the final game release. As you can see, she has a trench coat on. Yeah. Side note, I really wish this was my room. This room looks really fucking cool. Here we have a photo that shows Ellie in this store. I believe this takes place after the Raider ambush. So yeah, I believe this takes place after the Raider ambush. Something that I noticed is that Ellie appears to be holding a bat, which is weird because she usually uses her iconic knife. So maybe before Naughty Dog gave her her knife, the original idea was to let her hold a baseball bat. I don't know, or maybe she picked it up, or maybe she picked it, or maybe she picked it up from a dead Raider. Who knows? In this photo, we just see, Ellie and Joel just enjoying each other's company. They're just sitting around a campfire while laughing. Maybe Ellie told Joel one of her puns. I also noticed that Joel appears to be smoking a cigarette. So maybe he was planned to be a smoker. I don't think he ever smokes in the game. I know you can also see this in the actual remake when you look at the model viewer. But yeah, it's not much to work here, so let's get to the next section. Last but surely not least, we have a picture of Joel fighting Here we have a picture of Joel fighting an infected, and as you can see, the infected is using a melee weapon. If you played the game, you know this is something the infected do not do at all. I know on some level the infected have some form of intelligence because, you know, they do use certain hunting techniques and you can sometimes hear them mumbling gibberish to each other. Well, not to each other, but more to themselves. But yeah, kind of happy they decided not to go this route. I don't know, just prefer the infected that we have already. But yeah, that's about it really. Like I said before, I am more than willing to do a part 2 if the audience demands it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. See ya.